Hello. How are you? I don't know how to pronounce that. Alishu. Hi. I think that's MLMCPA. Thank you for joining. Oh shit, let me turn my computer down. Hope you guys are doing good. Can't believe it's already Wednesday. I'm gonna wait a little bit for some more people to pop on. Hi, Selena. How's everyone doing? All right, so let's go ahead and get started. Welcome again to yet another live How to Start a Candle Biz for Beginners. We are down to the wire. Actually, the cart closes Friday, and so we are pretty much down to the wire. Hello, House of Aura Co. Thanks for joining. And I think that's Nadria Foster. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thanks for tuning in. So yeah, we are down to the wire. Like I'm starting to get anxious because I'm super excited for those who have enrolled. And thank you for those that are for people. Thank you for like constantly tuning in because I know many of you had asked, is this the only time I'm doing this? And I'm not. This will be ongoing. It's at least, from what I can foresee right now with this side of my business. So, in the meantime, got my YouTube channel. You can holler at me. You can book time with me if you want to. But this course is ongoing. And this is my first course. This is my first launch. And I'm super excited about it. And it will give me time to, once the enrollment closes and the students get through this part, it will give me time to get feedback from them and only make it better for the next crew. So, yes, Divine Queen. Yeah. So the cart is still open until Friday. And then the cart closes. It's open until Friday at 5 p.m. is when it closes. So I can begin to prepare for the students that have enrolled. So yes, how to start a candle biz for beginners. Guys, this course, the longer I'm working on it and tying up the loose ends to prepare for my students, I just thank God more and more every day for giving me the opportunity to teach and help you all. Because starting a business can be stressful. It's very overwhelming. I still at times feel overwhelmed with just everything that I have to do with the operation side of it. And that's just the business. That's just the business side of it. And then being able to pass that knowledge on to you guys. I have so many things in store for Lady Simone this year as I approach my 1 year of being in business and things that I plan to do to increase my traffic, increase reaching people, get involved more with the postpartum side of my business, which is why I started my business in the first place, reaching and touching more of those people and releasing new scents. I have more products that I'm releasing. So that whole managing and operating side of the business can be very stressful. And so as like beginner or even intermediate candle makers, um, begin to learn more about the craft, then you start to think like, I wonder if I can turn this into a business. And yeah, we all get on the internet, right? And research. That's how I started, Nadria. So the link is in all of my YouTube videos. It's in the bio of my Instagram, and it will also be in the description box of this live for to enroll. Um, so yeah, so I wanted to help beginners, right? I get so many questions like, girl, I want to start a business, but I just feel like I'm all over the place. I'm all over the internet. I've been there, researching time and time again on different phases of the business. And so I wanted to create a course that will kind of house all of that information in one place for easy retrieval, easy learning, beginner friendly learning. So that way, we can literally walk through each phase of the business process. So not only are you going to learn what it takes to get your business going, but even if you've already launched your business or you've been slowly selling and kind of getting yourself out there, but there's still some things that you want to learn and understand, this course is going to have that in there. We're going to talk about taxes and inventory and bookkeeping tasks that I think are important for beginners to begin to get into a rhythm of. Because you can, that part of your business, sometimes we get laxed about because we're just focusing on the craft and marketing and getting people to buy our candles. But it's way more to do in the back end of running and operating your business. And I want to help. I just want to help. I want to help you all get to a point where once you leave the course, you have a rhythm and you understand, okay, now I know what I need to do, or now I know what I need to put in place. Now I know what actions I need to take to get my business off the ground. And I tell any business owner, any entrepreneur, my husband even lives by this quote, because he's starting his business. Like, we're both on this grind of our businesses, and he always says, like, if you constantly need, somebody looking over your shoulders and constantly checking and balancing what you're doing, you have to learn how to trust your gut as an entrepreneur. This business is not for everybody. Starting a business is not for everybody. I'm just gonna keep it real today. Like, it's not for everybody. Sometimes I still wonder if it's for me because there's so much work involved. But I know God has given me this vision, and I want to touch and continue to help and inspire people with my sense. I know that's what God wants me to do. You know what I'm saying? Yes, I still have a full-time job, but this part of my life, outside of the state of Ohio, outside of working all of those federal reports that I have to work for the state, this is how I escaped. This is how I healed. And I'm using this part of my healing, this part of my testimony to touch and reach people. So I am wanting to help you guys to get in contact with your purpose, why you're starting this business, the reason why. So that way, when you begin to do the business side of it, you won't lose that passion. You won't lose that excitement. This course is not designed to throw so much information at you and say, all right, y'all, see you later. Good luck. Like, I wanted to really help you all connect with being an entrepreneur and being a business owner. Because like I was saying, my husband always says, if you constantly need somebody checking and balancing every little decision you make, this gig, starting a business, is not for you. Because as an entrepreneur, you are literally having to take accountability for all of your decisions, all the colors you pick, the fonts you pick for your website, the pictures you take for your candles, what scents you decide to make. Let's just be real. There's maybe a scent that is not a big seller. And I'm just being real today. I've had a couple scents where I'm like, okay, this scent ain't working for people, right? I'm not going to go into a corner and hoping somebody come and pat me on the back and say, don't worry, somebody's going to eventually buy that scent. Like, no, I'm going to dust myself off and say, okay, let me test another scent and see how that works with my customers. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that could be my next big seller. I don't know. So my point in saying all that is, I want you to kind of, when you come into this course, or even if you haven't enrolled yet or you're thinking about enrolling in next time, I'm just talking to my aspiring business owners or entrepreneurs out there. If you're thinking about starting a business or you're already in it, let's go ahead and put on our boss mentality. Let's go ahead and utilize the strength that God has given us to dust ourselves off and say, no problem, I'm gonna eat that L and I'm gonna go back and test again and see what scent is gonna work next time, or see what scent has a stronger throw, or let me see how I can make a quality candle for my customers. Let me go ahead and take the feedback that my customers has given me to go back to the drawing board and see how I can make this candle better, right? It's all about taking accountability for the business decisions you make and making it work. It's up to you to make your business work. It's up to you to make your business the vision that you're wanting it to be. I'm not here in this course to tell you, I think that's the color palette you should choose. Yes, that is a nice font for your website. Or yes, I think that would be, I don't want to, I'm not necessarily here to do that. I'm here to give you the raw nitty gritty of this is what you need to do to establish a legit candle business from start to finish. These are the tools and things you need to have in place. So that way, when we depart, you know exactly what you need to do to continue to operate your business. So, and the reason why I'm giving it to y'all like that is because that's just life. That's business. That's what I've learned over these actually past. Yeah, I've been in business for almost a year, but I've been trying to research and been testing for a long time. And that's what I've learned. There's been nights where I just wanted to be like, this is too much. I ain't got time for this. But because I know it's in me, and because I know I have a passion to encourage and help others heal, especially with mental health. Mental health is very serious, and I take it very serious. And I want my sense to touch and continue to help people. And so I know this is what I'm supposed to be doing. And I want to help you all realize that about yourselves, because I know you all have it in you. A lot of you all hit me up and it's like, you got it. Stop doubting yourself. You're there. You got it. Just keep going. Um, so that's why I started this course. It's all information from my research, from networking, from my trial and error, and from what I'm currently doing in my business. So it's going to be dope. It's going to be fun. I'm excited about it. And I just look forward to those who have signed up. I really, really, really look forward to meeting you guys and talking with you and just helping you all kind of relax and ease your mind a little bit. And we are going to walk through each step together. So, Module 7, we are going to talk about in Module 7 setting up our selling platforms. So there's several avenues out there for you to sell your candles and to get your name out there, right? It's to the point now where you can even sell on social media. And many of you may be ready to start a website, and then there may be some of you that it's like, look, my business coins are tight and I want to maybe just open up a shop and just worry about paying the listing fees, or I just want to focus on getting myself out there on social media. We are going to talk about those different platforms and how you can sell on those different platforms depending on what route you want to take. I am including 2 videos, one on how to set up your Etsy shop, because I'm actually in the process of working on my Etsy shop in the back end. So I kind of have already know like what you need to do to set up your Etsy shop, because I want to open up an Etsy shop too, so I can kind of have 2 avenues to sell from and just kind of test the market there and see how the traffic drives as well. So I'm testing for my own purpose, but I did want to include that video because I know many of you may want to start at Etsy, or if you're thinking about doing Shopify, I'm including a video walking you through how to set up your Shopify store. I know a lot of you get kind of frazzled when it comes to like shipping and, making sure that you're collecting sales taxes, because yes, you have to pay sales taxes. And so we're going to kind of talk through some shipping methods and just something to get you started. And as you grow, you can kind of reevaluate your store and how you're operating it, right? As a business owner, that's something that you would do later down the line. Like, okay, I've been in business for a minute. Let me just kind of reevaluate my methods and the tools that I'm using to see how I can streamline and make my business efficient. I'm in the process of doing that now. yes, I'm teaching you guys, but I'm still running my business over here. And I'm going through a rebrand, and I'm actually reevaluating my shipping. I'm reevaluating how much I'm charging for my candles, because I'm my candles are going to be packaged differently. I'm looking at new vessels, I'm looking at new lids, and I'm looking at a whole lot of different stuff to kind of, bring Lady Simone to a new level, because I want to grow and I want to reach people. So, kind of walking through how to reevaluate those methods and what you're currently doing. We're going to talk about packaging, affordable packaging, right? Because we're beginners, we're startups. And one thing I want to encourage you guys is, don't feel like because you see somebody on Instagram that's another candle maker blowing it up, you have to spend all your money to kind of compete on their level. That candle company may have been in business for a year or more, right? So don't get intimidated or feel like you have to keep up with the Joneses as a startup. To be honest, financially, it's not smart. Start small. Start with what you can manage and let your business grow authentically. When I first started, I was looking at all these candle makers and I'm like, how am I going to keep up? Like, what am I going to buy? I want my packaging to look like that. And my husband is like, babe, stay true to you. Like, do you be authentic to you, and people will come, the sales will come, but you have to stick to what represents Lady C, Lady Simone. What do you want your customers to see and understand about you? And so we're going to talk about affordable ways, different methods of buying, like things like boxes and tissue paper, or where you can get affordable packing supplies that will keep you going until your business is bringing in the funds to then invest in what you may want your packaging to look like. But there's a way to still make your packaging reflect your branding and things like that without spending a whole bunch of money. So I'm going to help you kind of understand and walk through that process as well, give you some tips, and introduce you to some other avenues. So that way you can get the best bang for your buck as a startup, but still incorporating your branding and making it look the way you want it to look. Because I've done that, and I'm doing that as we speak when it comes to relaunching Lady Simone. So depending on how you want to rock Etsy or Shopify, or you know what, Paris, I think I'm gonna just focus on social media, my friends and my family, because I'm not ready yet. Any avenue you decide to take, I'm still going to walk you through that in module 7, because there's always a strategy behind a strategy. Regardless of what phase you're at in your business, there's always a strategy behind it. So that way it's more effective, and you're using the most efficient methods and tools. So, other things that you are going to get inside once it comes, which, gosh, it's only a few days away. And so, for those who have enrolled or thinking about enrolling, um, you get 9 lessons. It's broken down across 8 weeks. That's a long time for us to be together, right? 8 weeks, that's 2 months. But I wanted to kind of slow the pace down a little bit. I did not want to hit you so hard with so much information, because we all still have lives. We all still have things going on. We're all still working in our businesses, right? And so I kind of wanted to slow down the pace a little bit, make this a little bit more interactive. I wanted us to kind of work on some assignments and activities together to kind of get the conversation going about business and entrepreneurship and what that looks like, what your passions are, what your vision is, how the craft impacts you, and why you started doing the craft in the first place. I kind of wanted to slow the pace down a little bit. And so that's why we're just kind of taking our time. There are assignments, but I don't want you to look at the assignments like, oh, I got homework. Like, Lady C, this is supposed to be fun. The assignments are designed to just kind of help you put the action step into place. So whatever phase that we're in at that time, the assignments is just going to help you implement what you learned, pretty much. I do have a few fun activities sprinkled in there just to kind of get our conversation going, and just kind of relax our brain from the business side and talk about all things candle making and candles, and come together and do some fun things. Um, you are going to be put in accountability pods. I've mentioned that several times. You're going to be grouped as closely as possible by time zones. And it's just extra peer support. It's designed for you to have thought partners, right? Um, get feedback on whatever, kind of lean on them for whatever information you may be learning at the time in the course, picking their brain on their strategies and their methods. If you need help kind of talking through with somebody, lean on your thought group, your thought partners. So I did that because I'm sorry, I did that because starting a business already feels alone and overwhelming already. And sometimes you just want to be able to lean on somebody and say, look, can you give me some feedback on this? Like I feel like I'm so close to hitting where I'm at. This is my vision. And I just want to, from a customer's perspective, what do you think? Right? Because we're all in this together. I don't want anybody to feel like they're competing with a fellow candle maker in the group. It's not about that. It's about empowerment. It's about building together, building a community together, and talking things, all things candles, and picking each other's brains about this industry. There's so much to learn. And you may learn something from your group. You never know. They may give you an idea. They may kind of spark something in your brain that you can do that you didn't even think of. So it's just extra peer support. Again, there are videos incorporated and sprinkled out throughout the course as well. I kind of wanted to mix up the learning style a little bit. I know some people learn better by listening and taking notes, and then there's other people like me who is more of a dissector and an analyzer, and I like to see the text and kind of dissect it at my pace. So I kind of did video and mainly text to kind of mix up the learning styles a little bit. I am including additional resources that I developed myself. So I'm giving you like a full list of reputable candle suppliers, nice, long, chunky list of all candle suppliers, some that you may not have even heard of that may be near you or close to you. It's important to have at least 1 to 3 candle suppliers in your pocket because, as we all know, our main candle suppliers may be out of stock. And so it's important to have some 1 or 2 that you can order from that may carry similar products that won't really impact how your overall candle look that you can order from. I'll also giving you a list of referrals, professional contacts of mine, people that I've worked with or am working with that are more than happy to answer any questions, or you can pay for their services. Think like insurance agents and um, just anybody that you want to talk to about social media, graphic designer that I work with for all the freebies that you all see. That's a graphic designer that I use. So if there's a certain design that you want, or maybe you want them to kind of draw up a mock-up of what you want your labels to, just anything. I'm just kind of throwing the people that I've worked with that have kind of made my branding and made things look the way they look. So people that I am highly recommend and have really helped my business get to where it is. So I'm just kind of passing on those contacts to you all to pick their brains, talk to them, or pay for their services. I'm all about supporting other businesses. I'm not about reinventing the wheel. If somebody else has the knowledge, I'm going to pay for them to get me to where I need to get to for my business. So I'm supporting you while you support me and help me get to where I need to do. And then access to some exclusive bonus content. So there's several other chunks of information that I'm going to give you at the end of the course that you can just read and dissect at your leisure once the course ends. Just some helpful information, including things about wholesale. I'm in that process of my business as well, trying to get into a few stores and things like that. So working on the back end and kind of what you should maybe include in your hotel pricing sheet, and just little beginner things just to throw at you still. So if you are in your business for a little while and you're like thinking about doing some wholesale, you can refer to the bonus content that you got in this course and say, oh, Paris has kind of given me a little launching pad on how I can structure my pricing sheet and things like that to talk to clients and all of that stuff. So that's additional things you'll get in the course. Yes, you have full access to the course materials for life. You pay for it, it's yours. So when you walk away, although it's being dripped out slowly, you once the course ends, you'll obviously have full access to everything. You are, as we walk through each module, we'll be building our workbook together. So each module has a set of assignments, a set of pages that at the end of the course, you will have one full workbook to refer back to, reflect on your answers, reflect on your vision and what you wrote down and where your brain was. Because I don't know about you, but I find it interesting to look back at my old notebooks when I was doing research. Like, this is what I was thinking about doing. Oh, or I can't believe I was thinking about even launching that or thinking about that scent and it didn't work out. I think it's interesting to see your progress. And so, each module will have a set of assignment sheets and pages that will come together at the end that will be yours to reflect on too. I will be having live office hours bi-weekly that we will come together. It's based on the majority's availability. So when you enroll in the course, you'll be getting like a preliminary form so I can get an idea on what's your preferred time to meet. And based on the majority, that's when I will hold my live office hours. I know at one point earlier in my lives, I said it would be Mondays at 7, but I found it better to just see what the majority wants so I can serve you better based on the most time you're available. So I am going to have live office hours. You'll be able to ask any additional questions that you didn't get to maybe put in the Facebook group. We'll get to kind of lean on our peers, discuss our stories, our whys, discuss where we're at in our business, vent if you have to, get some encouragement if you need to, and of course, talk all things candles and our love for candles. We will be operating mostly out of the Facebook group. It's a private Facebook group. So once you enroll, you'll get all that information in your welcome packet on well, really, it'll be Saturday. So anybody who enroll, you'll be getting your welcome packet on Saturday with all of that information on what you need to do to get logged into the Facebook group. And that's where you'll be asking your questions under each module, under each group. So that is pretty much that. That is what module 7 is about. That is what additional things you'll be getting in the course, additional support. Again, this is beginner friendly. I'm helping you get to the process of launching your business, whether that's after we end the course or when you feel ready to launch. You'll have all the information at your disposal, plus information that will be helpful as you continue to operate your business. Sharmika, I deactivated my original Facebook, so I'll make a specific account. Okay, yeah, that's absolutely fine. As long as you have a Facebook account, personal Facebook account, or something that you want to create just for the time being in this course, that's totally fine. But that's where most of our group discussions and everything will be held. So all that information will be included in the welcome packet on how you will get that information. So that is that. Thank you all for tuning in. Spending your lunch break with me yet again. I'll be going live one more time on Friday. The cart does close Friday at 5, but I still wanted to do another live just in case anybody had any last minute questions or anything they needed to know for the course. And I'm going to get back to work. You all get back to work. I love you guys and thank you again. Bye.